I know there's 900 bazillion, blah. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to do a real quick little video on how I block my brows. I've had a couple of people suggest that they'd like to know exactly what steps that I take specifically to achieve this this much brow coverage. I know there's like 9 million tutorials on this, so this is certainly not anything new or anything groundbreaking by any means. This is just kind of like what I do. I've watched several tutorials, I've talked to people, and sort of taken in different techniques. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing that you haven't ever heard of before. It's just what does Fancy do? What does Fancy do? So this is what Fancy does to block her brows. So if you want to find out, keep on watching. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is get all your stuff together. What I use is a spoolie that I have like bent, and then like a little, just kind of little teeny tiny like pencil-y, concealer-y brush. Since I have the dark brows, I'm going to be using this kind of peach color in my Eye Magic palette, and for the color correcting aspect, because if you have dark brow hairs and then paler skin, you know what I mean? If there's a contrast between your hair and your skin, you're going to need to color correct the hair to blend with your skin. So if you're blonde and you have blonde brows or fair brows, I don't think that you necessarily need this step. You'll just need a concealer that kind of matches your skin tone or maybe is a little bit lighter than your skin tone. And you'll also need a glue stick. I use the purple Elmer's. I use a circle sponge because I like to do the little kind of taco technique, and then some powder. Now I use a mineral foundation powder for this. I don't use like a translucent or a sheer. I think it just depends on like kind of what you're going for. I always just use this, and then it kind of blends with whatever my skin looks like, and then I'll put on my foundation and, you know, cover that if I need to. You just need something to set it. You need to set the wet with something dry, just like any other makeup application. And then I use like a handheld mirror, kind of just up close because it's just easier. That's all the supplies you need for the brow block. So aside from having all of the stuff, you also want to have like your face prepped, and what I mean by prepped is that it is clean, but there is nothing else on it. I have found that when I have moisturized and then tried to block my brows, it almost always lifts, and your skin's just too greasy. So definitely clean, dry face, but nothing else in this region. So to get started, what we're going to do is I take my spoolie and I brush my hairs inward, just to again get any kind of, like, if there's dust or whatever, just any kind of debris or whatever. I see glitter. There's glitter all over me. I did glitter in my hair like a week ago. It's still all over me. So then I take the purple, and you want to make sure it's like good and moist. Like if it's at all kind of just dried out or whatever, it's basically expired for what you want to use it for. Even if it'll glue paper, it's not going to do your brows any good. So you want to make sure that it's real like sticky and moist. Like this is a good fresh one. My kid just went back to school, so I got myself some glue sticks as well. So you want to go against the grain of the hairs and really kind of get in there. Don't be afraid to get it on there. There's nothing, it's not going to hurt you in any way, and it'll help glue them down if there's lots of glue. And then I kind of squish them sort of like straight up and go back the way that they grow. So I just kind of go with their shape, and that's what you want to do, is just go with the shape, the way your hair kind of wants to lay. You want to lay it. Once you get your layers of glue on, you can do a couple layers if you want, or single, and then you want to brush straight up on. You want to get them real nice and flat. And you're going to have to go back through with the glue again. So this is the part where, you know, if they lift a little glue on. So then I'm going to go back through again, and this stuff starts out purple and then dries clear, obviously, because you can see it. You can actually watch it drying on my face as it goes, as time goes. But I do another little good layer. So I'm just kind of like rubbing while the glue is still kind of setting. I'm just trying to get like the excess glue. You want to look and just make sure you don't have any hairs that look like they're gonna lift or they are lifting. I just have this one on this side. You want to let this dry, so I'm just gonna kind of turn off the camera and let this chill for a second. Okay, so this little spot over here is still trying to dry down, but I'll work on this side first because this next step takes a few minutes. First thing I'm going to do is take this kind of peach color to color correct the dark eyebrow hairs. So we're going to completely cover our brow hairs, and what I like to do is take my pencil brush and kind of like just brush it in and smush it in, like kind of in between, and try to get it down to the skin. So we shove it in there real good. Okay, so we have our color correcting concealer part down. Now the next part is the regular skin tone blending it in concealer. Now I'm going to take this NYX color concealer, NYX Conceal Correct Contour palette. I use kind of these 3 shades here, depending on what I'm trying to go for. The 2 outer ones really are really good. This one's super, super light. Generally, if I cover my brows, I'm not drawing my new brow super, super high because I don't have a lot of forehead, and if I'm wearing a wig, you know, it just becomes this like thing where you can't even see my eyebrows anyway. Sometimes I'll even just use my finger for this part to kind of, that way I don't get the colors too blended, and this kind of just packs right down on top of that coral. I can see a little bit of the apricot color kind of coming through, so this is where sometimes I'll take the lighter color. Just especially this brow. This eye over here is really looking kind of pink. Once we've done the concealing, once we've done all the concealing, we want to set this so that it doesn't go anywhere. And I like to use a coverage foundation powder as opposed to translucent, just because I feel like it gives me better coverage. I have dark brows and I need that. So what I kind of do is I make like a little taco of powder. That's way too much, but I have nothing else on my face, so it doesn't really matter if I get, you know, fallout. So I just kind of like tilt my head back and sort of like tap my little taco of powder on there to sort of distribute it. And then I dip back in there with just a flat side, and I just kind of pat it on. And I pat it all over. And I spread out those little lumps and clumps. You kind of want to press it in between those hairs too. You really want to like seal it all in good. Anywhere there's like little like where you can kind of see hair fibers, you want to definitely make sure that you pressed it in there. You're really like, I'm mashing my sponge against my face. And that's it. Now I look like powder. So that's it, guys. That's how I cover my brows to do drag looks where I don't want to use my own brows. If you want to see more tutorials like this, more little quickies, let me know in the comments below. And if you feel like it, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And, you know, just thanks for watching. See you guys next time.